Hey guys, there are a few things that I kind of forgot to mention in my Fallout 4 review. It was a little bit rushed, but then again, it was like over half an hour long, and I just didn't want to put too much into it. But there are a few things that I feel I should have pointed out that that I didn't. Um,
So this will overall be an extended thoughts on Fallout 4.
yeah, extended thoughts or review. Um, um, One of the things I forgot to mention was that they took out the weapon
Deterioration.
deterioration and repairing your weapons
That
with
were previously in Fallout's 3 and New
yeah.
Vegas.
In Fallout 3 in New Vegas, you repair weapons by reinforcing them with the same exact weapon. And looking back, I thought that was kind of uh, a little annoying because first of all, you would have to have duplicates that take up your space in your inventory, and trying to keep maintenance of every single weapon you have was a little annoying, and I'm glad they took it out. All right. Another thing that's really awesome is the crafting. I explained a little bit of the crafting in my review, but I didn't go that extensive into it. Um, Everything you find, like every piece of junk you find in Fallout 4, has a purpose one way or another, whether it be for a weapon mod, an armor mod, or like a medicine or something.
Or something towards your settlement. Because,
Yeah, settlements.
because something even from as little as like a ball peen hammer or a tin can or aluminum
Yeah,
can give you like one or two pieces of aluminum or steel and wood.
yeah. I didn't go into enough detail, and I should have mentioned that, but like I said, it was just well when you play a game and you review it right like as you're still playing it, you tend to forget some of the things that like are in the game because there's just so much information to absorb that like you're so excited you just want to like get it all out. But I kind of skipped over a few things, and uh, crafting and what you can use for crafting was one of the things I forgot, like the weapons uh, repairing. And lastly, the karma system. They took it out, but they the karma system in Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, basically how it worked was that you're either very evil or very good. But the problem with that in the previous Fallout games was that it never really changed the gameplay. It never gave you consequences, really. I mean, maybe some people would hate you more if you were evil, but as far as like the quest characters go, they're indifferent. It makes almost no difference in Fallout 3 New Vegas regarding your karma level, except for achievements that you earn along the way, like reach level 20 with evil karma, or level 20 with good karma. And I never really thought that there was much importance to a karma system in Fallout. When, if you think about it, the Fallout universe kind of revolves around survival, and when you're trying to survive, you'd probably be willing to do anything to survive, and that includes stealing other people's food or medical supplies or even weapons for that matter, so that you can survive longer. Of course, like it's common sense that survival is more vital than some moral code that you would follow. I mean, if I was in a Fallout game, I probably wouldn't care if I was a bad person. I really wouldn't. Uh, so they replaced the karma. I can't say that word right. Karma. They replaced the karma system with something else it's like a karma system only for your companions, and what you do while your companions are with you depends on how much they like you or hate you. Like if I were to pick a lock next to my companion, and that companion didn't like me picking locks, that would make my companion hate me more. You see what I'm saying? Like the karma system in Fallout 4, it, it seems non-existent at first, but I think they fixed it. they fixed it so that what you do and the people around you, when they see you do it, it affects the gameplay that way instead of not affecting the gameplay at all, really. Um, so yeah, there's that, and I understand there were a few ideas in Fallout New Vegas where what you do kind of affects a faction, whether they, causing them to like you or hate you. But this one seemed more personal. It seemed like your companions have, a, you know, have a personality. I guess it's kind of like Dragon Age. Uh, what you do can affect those who are with you. Uh,
And plus, it makes more sense because if you like that certain companion, because of his personality and what he can do in terms of maybe stealth or combat
you know,
or anything like science related,
everything.
hacking, the the more things you do, and if they don't like some of the things you do, that's going to make him or her not like you or let alone trust you more.
Yeah, that's basically the whole point of the karma system in this game, and I prefer it that way. That seems like a very necessary change to the Fallout formula.
In the previous Fallout games, the karma system pretty much only mattered if this person or this faction said you were good or evil. So like you said, in terms of gameplay, it made no difference. It only mattered.
It really didn't, because
It only mattered if people liked you or hated you.
you could still like do quests by people who kind of didn't like you in the previous Fallouts. It didn't really matter, you know. So they changed it for the good, in my opinion.
And plus, in the two previous Fallout games, you could do whatever the hell you want when your companion is with you, and he wouldn't say anything or let alone give a shit.
Yeah, like remember in Fallout 3, I would steal and steal and steal right in right in front of my companion, get so evil, and he wouldn't give a fuck. Like
So it's kind of the complete
It's just like-
opposite in Fallout 4.
yeah. I mean, like your reputation as a person and how people respect you depends on what people see you do, not the other way around. Like not who you are and what you choose to do by yourself, but when people look at you, that they perceive you what you do. And that's great. Now, there's one thing I just want to add that I think is so kick-ass in the environment section. Is a place called the Glowing Sea, which you go there in the main story. It is so awesome. It's where the first bomb fell. And that bomb that you see in the opening scene of Fallout 4, you can actually go there too. And the whole place around it, the whole surrounding place around it, is irradiated. There's fucking lightning storms, nasty green skies. The trees are absolutely destroyed, and it looks like something out of like a Tim Burton creepy movie. It has like a really eerie atmosphere, and the sound effects are fantastic. The lightning strikes and everything, and the whole place is filled with like death claws and super rad scorpions or giant rad scorpions, whatever you call them. But yeah, it's a really dangerous place, and I went there at like level 7, and I remember being crouched the whole time with my dog and like creeping around the fucking death claws, and it was like really scary, and I was terrified. I was like, what the fuck is this place? And at the very bottom of the map I found like this like pyramid looking building. It was like a pyramid shaped building called the Sentinel Site, and it was just so awesome. Like it was so epic. I loved it. I loved the Glowing Sea. It just added this really dark thought in my head about like what humanity has become just with this one section of the map alone. It just kind of like it kind of did the same thing that Skyrim did for me in some locations of Skyrim that were really creepy and had a lot of history to it, and I wanted to find out more about it. That's kind of like what the Glowing Sea was for me in Fallout 4. And it was incredible, and I loved it. So overall, to me, Fallout 4 is still a 9.5 out of 10. So it hasn't really changed. The appeal for Fallout 4, well, it's been kind of wearing off. I mean, I haven't played much in the past week or so, but it just I fear that, in the following months it might become the least forgettable Fallout for some reason. I don't know if it's because maybe the gameplay itself doesn't feel as groundbreaking as, say, Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain, or
The Witcher 3.
maybe The Witcher 3 or something, like something that feels really new to a genre. And Fallout 4, apart from a lot of improvements, it kind of feels like more of the same. So the lasting appeal isn't nearly as big for me as it was when Fallout 3 first came out, and that was like the very first 3D open world game I ever played, and it blew me away. Fallout 4 didn't nearly have as big as that impact, but that's probably an unfair thing to say, only because there's been so many games like Fallout 4 prior to its release. So, um, I just wanted to point that out. I still think this is a spectacular game overall. Um, yeah, it's just, yeah. I just wanted to mention a few things that I kind of forgot to mention in my actual review of it. So, well, I hope that helped you even more to decide on whether or not you want to purchase it or not if you haven't already. And yeah, thank you very much for watching.